been a while. Welcome back to Easterling Customs. This pandemic that's been going around has a lot of people freaked out. A lot of people scared. Nobody wants to leave their homes, making it real difficult for us to get the parts we need to keep our content available for you guys. Also, with this pandemic, kids are home more. So, a lot more stress on your home networks or home gaming PCs. My server, all it did was host all of the data that we needed, all of our charting, all of our raw footage of any of our videos and sponsored content that we upload. That was its only job. Hold it, distribute the internet, pass files out to whatever PC needs them. Well, since that's located in my living room, and with my daughter being home, she's been wanting to play more and more games, and it's just got a GT 1030 in it. It's not a heavy video card, but it's got a Ryzen 2600 6-core 12-thread processor in it. So it can pretty much play about any game that she wants to play on medium to upper medium settings. Well, I was running into an issue of bad cooling. The CPU was overheating slightly, which would cause random crashes in the middle of heavy gameplay. So, got the master cooler from Cooler Master. This is the LC240E. It's an all-in-one liquid cooler. You can get this for the AM4 platform, which is what we're using it for, or you can get them for the Intel. I have one problem with AIOs, and that is the fact of when you're running a fan or a cooling system, air and water is going to take the path of least resistance. I've used this cooler. This is actually the cooler that's on my 2700X right here. That's a very good machine, and it does not get over 60 degrees Celsius under max load. Now it's running at 4.2 gigahertz, but it's not really maxed out. It's got some good overhead on it. Back to my issue with these is, here's one of the fans. Okay, let's look at this fan. It's a decent fan, come with your AIO cooler. It's RGB, very quiet fans. Like I said, I'm running it on my daily use system. The issue resides is when you attach these fans, there's a gap. So when this fan is blowing air down here, these fins are resisting the airflow. So it's going to escape in all these little gaps around and not go through the radiator. That's why I always run pull-push or push-pull configurations. And in my server, I have two RGB fans located in front that push the air into the case. I'm going to be mounting this right behind those, along with these on this side, so I have RGB fans pushing air into the radiator, and these two fans pulling the air through the radiator and into the system. Now you can see we have moved the drives back. See our first mounting holes here, we have moved it back about an inch. We still have room over here, so I can do something with this mess of wires. But this cooler here is about to be gone, and let's get our AIO radiator ready to go, shall we? As you can see here, mounting our fans to our AIO. What I'm doing is I'm going to stagger these, because I'm going to be missing a couple where I have to have two fans on the back as well. We're routing all of our cables to the left side, because on the left side we're going to pass them through to the back. So we just finished lighting these up. It's a nice little cooler. I'm not thinking that we're going to have any issues here because this is cooling my Ryzen 7. So there's no reason why it should not cool my Ryzen 5. We got our radiator and our interior fans mounted. Now this bottom fan will provide air to keep these drives cool, passing it along. This top fan is going to bring it out for all my VRM and RAM cooling. Over here, I've had to take the front fans off. That way I can stagger mount my radiator. I'm going to use the other stagger mounts for my fans. Let's go ahead and get these back on. She's coming together. Now that we have the cooler mounted, radiator and fans mounted, front fans mounted, we are going to wire in our RGB, do some cable management here, and boot this sucker up. Let's get our overclock going. Alright guys, got the RGB set up, got all the fans hooked up, 4 in the front, 1 in the back. Let's get this baby powered on and see what she's got. There she is, guys. Those 3 and these 2. Let's get this baby running and see what she's got. See what type of overclock we can end up with this server now. There we have it, guys. Running at 32 degrees right now. Let's go over here to our overclocking. We'll push this up to 132, 132, and we're going to get this back up to 3.9. 25 degrees Celsius. That's at 3.9. Let's get a Cinebench running here. We'll go ahead and run around on R15. This again is the Ryzen 2600. It's actually the 1600 AF, which is a 6-core 12-thread processor, but this is not the Zen architecture. This is the Zen Plus. This is a Gen 2 CPU with a 1st gen name. And we're staying at a good 45 degrees Celsius during this benchmark. Now this isn't overclocked to the max. This is just a standard overclock, 3.9 gigahertz, 1210 in R15. Now I will be overclocking later, and I will push this a little further. Actually, I'll probably end up pushing this a lot further. I just want a good idea of a starting point here, because we are still sitting at 30 degrees Celsius. Now, we're sitting at 48 here at the SoC. We'll launch R20 up here. Now if you notice, I'm still running my software in the background, so these aren't accurate. These aren't setting records. This is just testing stability, making sure that the system's not going to crash during gaming. Now this is R20. This is a little more demanding on the CPUs. Kind of covered up my temperatures over here. That ain't good. Let's get that straightened out. 48 degrees. 48 degrees with an overclock running R20. Now it's not blazing through or anything, but like I said, this is just to check stability. We can push overclocks later. Now, if you remember at the start of this video, this is nothing but a NAS, a network attached storage device. This is all it's for. It's to host the files to my video editing PC and my gaming PCs and run the network. This is not an everyday use PC, even if it is on 24 hours, 7 days a week. Now that the kids are home more, they need a gaming PC and they want to play in the living room. PC Master Race. We don't buy consoles, we build them. So, water cool this? 50 degrees, running overclocked, and doing a bench test. Are you for real? That just shows how much overhead is left for me to keep pushing this higher and higher until I get the satisfaction that I want. Now, we can't have this crash, and we can't have it random shut down because this hosts our entire internet. This is what the internet runs through when it comes into the household. So if this server was to crash, then we'd be out of internet on every device. 2685, guys, 2685. Now, we will update this, and we will push this a little harder, and we'll show you what our maximum overclocks end up being on this Gigabyte B450 Elite board. Ryzen 5 2600 equivalent CPU, and we're running 16 gigs of RAM. Now, the more we update and the more we upgrade over these boring, confined times, we will update this video and we'll get back with you. If you have any ideas for what we should do to this, look at that, already back to 33. If you have any ideas on what to add to this server or any bench tests that you'd like to see, leave a comment below. Like this video if you like this video, dislike it if you dislike it. Get subscribed for all upcoming content, guys. There will be a lot more educational content, more building your own computers. Stay tuned.